Hello fellow Guardians, it's me, the Banded Jin, here to give you a quick guide on how to pick up the Leviathan's Breath Bow exotic quest line and to complete it. So to start out, go ahead and talk to Banshee. He'll have a Make Bows Not War. If you're a Battle Pass or Season Pass holder, I forget what it's actually called, for Destiny, this will be available to you on October 22nd. So the first requirement is for you to go to Banshee's workshop to pick up the bow he's been hiding back there. Though he doesn't tell you how to do it. So if you head to the hangar out by Holiday and head up the staircase to the right as soon as you come in. You'll just have to climb the stairs up. Any you OG Destiny 2 players, that's from the very beginning, you'll recognize the room we're heading to. It's turned into a Destiny lounge. You just have an unscannable piece of lore tab up here, or you just had to hold it for like 2-3 minutes and it finally went through. So you just go ahead and jump on up here, and there are some new lore tabs up here. So if you get distracted, sort of like I did for a minute, as well as trying to get with my buddy to show him where to go, which will be a little bit of turnaround here in a second. But head into that lounge through the rafters here, and there should be a hole in this closet that leads to another ventilation system. And this is the raw footage of me doing it for the first time, so I might get turned around here and there. Once you get into this ventilation system, you're going to come around and go through this doorway. If you were seeing the tower earlier, you'd seen that that's where what looked like to be a shop. This area has absolutely nothing in it as far as I'm aware. But if you turn around like I do, there should be a vent on the ceiling you're able to jump onto. There are a couple blocks if need be, but go ahead and jump in through that ventilation system. And when you first get through here, there's going to be a pipe on the left, which you'll see me run down for a second. There is nothing down there. There's no surgical stuff, anything like that. So it is just a dead end. But continue on down. There's gonna be a small little jumping area. Just jump on up, and at this point you'll make it to Banshee's workshop, which is fantastic. And you'll get to see the bow. And hey, let's go grab it. Open the door and wait a minute, it's locked. Where are the keys, sir? Is the new quest line step you're gonna have. Which here in a second, after knocking through this shot, you go around. There is a vent right behind me. I'll go out that way. You can fast travel, but the next requirement for the quest is to go talk to Banshee again and to ask why the case is locked and he didn't give me a key. If you head down this vent right here, you can go ahead and get a really beautiful view of the city. And if you're like anything like me here in a second, since I can't really jump, I'm really bad at these puzzles here for a moment. I'll go ahead and probably die here in a second. So do enjoy me falling to my death before taking the easy way out and just fast traveling back to where the first spawn area for the tower is. Then heading on over to Banshee and talking to him. So once we get a hold of Banshee, chit chat with him, he's gonna basically say that he doesn't remember where he put the locking key, and it's a crypto key, which you're gonna have to go ahead and go create a new one. So the original has been lost, and you need to go ahead and go get combat data from all of the system. And that's through Gambit, Gambit Prime, and so Gambit and Nightfalls, Vanguard Strikes. Nightfalls and Vanguard Strikes, sorry, Nightfalls and Gambit Prime give you the best percentage. Percentages are for Gambit Prime for wins, you get 35% per win. Me and Nocticide do Gambit trying to find this stuff out. Our buddy did lose one round, which gives you 25%, and doing Nightfalls gives you 50. After completing that, the next step is going to go ahead and say, go ahead and get some targeting data, which you're gonna go ahead. We went over to Nexus. You need to get precision kills with bows on Cabal or Vex. So we went to Nexus, went over to the Conflux and decided to snipe a couple Cabal because to us they're the easiest way. and which is just the next step. So any of you Brachus Zon fans that like myself and my clannies decide to go ahead and kill him multiple times, head on over to the EDZ. It is just the regular arms dealer um, launch via the map. It isn't anything special like the Iznagi's Burden or anything. Though there were some minor changes that we noticed to the strike, because as you're aware, with some of the other exotic weapons side quests, you have to go to a marker and it'll launch a specialized strike. This one thing we did notice is this barrier did appear here as we were trying to run and gun into the ship to go ahead and fight those tanks that we all know and love. If you haven't done the strike, you're gonna know and love them here very soon by finishing up this quest line. But go ahead and wipe these enemies. Make sure they understand why we're guardians and they're just, not. So go ahead, finish those guys off. The barrier should finish off here in a second. Then there is one other thing that does happen with this strike, and that's as you get to the top of the elevator, minus the fact that I can't snipe worth a dang. Notice 3, 2, 1, whiff it, and yeah, don't use the AI burning like this. Make 801 cry. But as you notice, as soon as you get up here, sort of like with the Cabal mining drill public event, there's these lines that come down and constantly damage you and then do blow up and cause some major damage. And I believe they one hit me at one point during this. But after that, yeah, just go ahead, beat Brachus, and as soon as you finish him off, and collect the chest, the next step to the quest will be available. So upon picking up the final chest, you're gonna get the applied crypto security mission step, which is basically gonna tell us to go ahead and go chit chat with Banshee again, return to Banshee on the tower to verify that we made the key correctly. So once we talk to Banshee, he's gonna go ahead and say that we created the more or less the same crypto key as he had earlier. So all we have to do is head on back to the workshop and claim our Leviathan's breath. So going the same route as before. This time the gate opens. We get the bow. I ranked up my season, which is awesome. But was it worth this grind? It took us maybe about an hour and a half to get this all done, finished up, and stuff like that. And it is a beautiful bow, those chains, everything like that. But is it PvP worthy? So we decided, me and Noctis went into a custom match and wanted to verify, since it does have a concussive force when you fire it, will it hurt you if you do a point blank range on an enemy? And the answer is a resounding no. Does absolutely no damage to you, so you do not have any kickback like the Recluse. Next thing is, will you see it at a distance? And if you can't see that sun right there, well, you may have to change your gamma or something, because it definitely will touch you. At full draw, it does one hit anywhere hitting a Guardian. At half draw, it only does 2/3 approximately of damage to a Guardian. So that's pretty awesome there. You only do get 4 bolts for the bow. Also, I'll talk about the concussive force. Just missing, maybe fly a couple feet there, and so it does have that nice strong concussive force. It will not penetrate a sentinel shield, but if the sentinel shield is at the end of it, it will do concussive damage to the guardian at 50 per concussive, which we found out to be pretty cool. ADSing, it is pretty on point. It will curve pretty thoroughly. That bolt will usually hit a guardian no problem. But when it comes to hip firing, it honestly does not hit super well. I missed him, just went over his head. The concussive force did throw him pretty well, and yeah, but otherwise, overall, it was pretty good. So PvP wise, it's not bad. If you're on the Sentinel Shield, you will, per Leviathan bolt, hit get 3 orbs of light produced from just a single bolt. Also, if you are shielding, trying to run towards somebody and they hit you, you will get veered off path and shot in the opposite direction of the bolt. So we thought that was pretty cool when we were playing around with some stuff. So we decided, well, PvP wise, it's not bad as heavy, so those are pretty hard to get a hold of. So how is the wave clear and taking out minor bosses? So we went ahead and started the Divinity Quest for Noctis here. First bolts decided, does it add clear? Yes, it does. It does some pretty significant damage to trash ads, as they call it. But for right now, yeah, we're gonna go ahead, clean this up a little bit, and when the gate gearing comes out, we'll see how much damage it actually does to the Gate Lord here in a second. All right, he's about to spawn here in a second. Now, is Leviathan's Breath worth the grind? Does it do damage? Is it worthwhile? One bolt, full draw, no additives, and over half his health. Second round out, didn't hit him crit there, but did two-round him. Noctis said that he had fired a round as well, so 2 to 3 rounds, no problem with some of the lower guys. So we decided, well, what about strike bosses? And to keep in the theme of the Vex stuff, we would decide to go talk to Brachion in the Pyramidion. Let's see what he thinks of the Leviathan's Breath, shall we? So after summoning the Genesis Mine, we decided to do a couple different additives. He has the Oppressive Darkness mod for his grenades, so it does cause a damage debuff to, well, defense debuff technically to the 21 hit. Side, well, first one taking damage, first bolts, decent chunk, 37,000 damage with the main bolts, so not bad. With the debuff damage, 48k, so much nicer. Then with Weapons of Light, utilizing the Titan Sentinel shields, give us that little bit of damage buff with no debuff on him. Went ahead and got us 50k damage, so it does definitely hit super hard. But what happens if you combine Weapons of Light and the debuff grenade? It does a whopping 65k per bolt. So we've only basically hit him with the bolt so far that you've seen, and another 25k for a non-crit, 50k. So with the crits, the concussive force does another couple thousand. So this thing definitely does pack a punch. It hits a wallop. If you can get the ammo for it, it definitely is, in my opinion, well worth the grind. Again, it's not like it's a super hard grind like Thorn or Last Word or anything like that. So if you guys did enjoy, please like and like the video. Any questions or concerns, hit that the comments below. I'll make sure I get back to you. I also do Twitch on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So please feel free to stop by and say hello. I do appreciate you guys. So I will hopefully see you guys on my next guide. So keep being awesome.